Coming from him, how many national awards does your dad have for acting? Did you think you'd fit into their sensibilities?
I have that notion about myself.
He'll do well.
I can't ham. I can't be loud in a way to draw attention to myself or my character. I can't do something out of character also.
Was there a very stagnant sense of security in your heads when you said yes?
There are only two heroes in this thing, Raj and DK.
But how was the transition? I asked Raj this, you and him had a romantic angle in Badhai Do, and now you all are
It got really fascinating. I'm very fortunate that I got to work with Raj for the third time.
Who was that one actor who defined the 90s Bollywood era for you guys?
Govinda.
Shah Rukh.
Shah Rukh.
Standard है अपना. Shah Rukh, Govinda. Everybody's asking
Even
this
Raj is
question,
Shah Rukh. आप लोग learn करके आए.
Raj, though, he's been saying Shah Rukh for a long time. So he's been genuine with that thing.
So you guys are not?
Nobody had asked me,
I've also
Baba.
been saying Shah
Nobody had
Rukh.
asked me what is the next.
You don't share screen space with Satish Kaushik ji, but he's of course a part of the series. I unfortunately never got a chance to speak to him, but what was yours?
I shared food space with him. I ate with him a bunch of times, and he was always had a big smile on his face. I never got to act with him, but but it'll be difficult to see him on screen now and then. I think we will miss him a little more than we already do.
The days he was on set, there was like the star was on set. Just legit, so funny, and like he could tell a story like nobody else.
Hello everyone, I'm Rashita Sahni and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble. Well, not many actors manage to make everyone fall in love with them with each and every role they play. But my guests today are one of them. Welcoming Dulquer Salmaan and Gulshan Devaiah, who are all set to take us on a thrilling journey with Guns and Gulaabs. Hi you guys, how have you been?
The Southerners. They've paired the Southerners.
Yeah, lovely. But you know, I actually got a chance to watch the first 4 episodes, and I was hooked on, and I was like, okay, now what next? Because I want to watch more, and it's one of those shows when you start watching, you just want to keep on watching and you want to constantly know, okay, abhi kya hoga. So congratulations on that. I can already congratulate you all. But you know, when the script was offered to the two of you, what was that one thing that was like, nahi, ye to mujhe karna hi hai?
To Raj and DK call you, then there is it's just a matter of okay, fine, just send me the script. Let me have a look at it, just a formality.
Just
It's the second time I'm working with them. The first time was a blast. I did a short with them for part of an anthology. And I had so much fun. And I remember Raj sir telling me also, I don't know why we haven't worked together before. I was like, but I'm glad we're getting started, So it's just like really outrageous characters, and they also give you so much space to sort of interpret things and bring your own ideas and creativity. What more can I ask for, Apart from money, which I will next time. More.
Definitely. But, Dulquer, Raj and DK have this one thing that they want to work with actors from every industry, and we have seen that in the past in their series, in their projects. Were you also sort of expecting a call ki bas ab time aa gaya hai ki wo mujhe bhi bula hi le?
No, I don't think any of us sit here waiting for a call or expecting it. But it was such a nice feeling to get a call from them, and I feel like they.
Did you think you'd fit into their sensibilities? I'm sure you're familiar with their work.
No, I don't think so much about. I feel like I'll fit in anywhere.
Okay.
I have that notion about myself. I'm like, it's a lot of the times. It's very rare for me to not maybe understand a certain cinema. But I'm sure that is also the case. I mean, if you see my choices, there are some stuff that I don't do. But getting a call from them for me almost felt like validation, because I love what they do. I love the kind of work they're doing, and I'm like, what have they thought of for me? I was very curious to see what they wanted to narrate, and I love this world. I was instantly hooked. I was like, this is great, and I liked the role that they offered me. And I think there's also, we're all still students in acting. Nobody's ever fully figured it out, and if you have it, you will stagnate after some time if you're not constantly.
The moment you think you figured it out, you start to stagnate.
Exactly. So it's something. So I'm always seeking to learn, and if there are some makers that I want to learn under, they're definitely on top of my list. So that was a big decider. I was like, I know I want to work with them. I just need to understand what the setup is, what the the show is about and where I fit in and stuff.
Amazing. Coming from him, how many national awards does your dad have for acting? It's amazing.
He doesn't give me lessons. No? He's like,
no, I know,
he's
but
like, go figure it out. Nobody taught me.
No, but your attitude is pretty cool, man.
Thank you.
I think it's the right. He'll do well.
He'll do well in life. But, this is a gangster comedy, firstly, a genre that has not been explored much in our industry. And when you see it being a multi-hero project, why I say that is because there has been an underlying notion that two hero films, two hero projects, people sometimes might hesitate, and there has to be a sense of very big security as an actor in you to share screen space with not one, not two, but three incredible artists and many more in that way. There's Raj, there's Adarsh, Gaurav, there's so many people. What was your logic behind it, and was there a very stagnant sense of security in your heads when you said yes?
I haven't even thought about it. Now that you are asking all these things, I'm thinking. So I'll give you a cool answer, okay, which might actually end up in me getting a better contract in season 2. So there are only two heroes in this thing, Raj and DK.
Oh, lovely. How safe.
Definitely, no, I'm making money. I'm making money. No?
Very, very safe you're playing. That's it? That's your answer?
Safe. This is not safe. This is like blatant ass kissing.
Yeah, that's safe only. Okay.
No, I've done so-called multi-stars in the past, and one of my most celebrated films is Bangalore Days. It had all of us in it, and even a film called Kamati Padam was different protagonists. So that's not something that I concern myself with. But also another thing with Raj and DK is any of the series that you watch, there is always many characters, and you follow each of them individually, and they each have an arc. Yeah. It's going to be fully fleshed out. They're going to influence the narrative in some way, and they will have an ending and stuff. So I'm like, if I'm doing an ensemble, these are the best people to do it with, because we'll all be treated with as much love and respect the character needs. So I was very secure about that.
I did a part, this is a third time I'm working with Rajkummar, and the one earlier to this, which was also shot in Dehradun, I have a 6-minute part in that film, Badai Do. Okay, it's just not...
It doesn't feel like it's 6 minutes.
Yeah, but it is.
Minutes?
Yeah, it's a 6-minute part. Oh. The point I'm trying to make is that once something attracts you, you don't think about, if you know that it's a good idea, you want to do it. Then you're not thinking about who's there, who am I with, how big is my role, and nothing like that. And once that genuine connection you've made with the part and the script and the makers, nothing else matters.
Yeah. Also, I feel if your co-stars are talented enough or at par, it only enhances your own performance because it's...
No, it also pushes, you also want to be your best.
Yeah, and you're riffing with each other, no? Yeah. You sort of it's like jazz.
But how was the transition? I asked Raj this like this morning when I was chatting with him, that you and him had a romantic angle in Badhai Do, and now you all are like...
I get really... we didn't show any of the physical stuff in that, but we've saved it for this.
Badhai Do too.
All the, lovey-dovey stuff we're doing in this one.
Yeah, a lot. But how was it transitioning from that to this?
He's a fantastic actor, and I keep saying this. I'm like, I hope I never get bored of saying this. He's a flag bearer. He's an example. And we both got started around the same time, and the way he's, sort of built a career for himself is fascinating. There are lots of great actors, but a lot of them don't have good careers. He's had a fantastic career.
Yeah.
True.
So he's an example. There's so many things that you can learn, and when you work with good actors, you learn things about acting, and you also learn a lot of things outside of acting also just by observing them and from their experiences. So I'm very fortunate that I got to work with Raj for the third time.
Amazing. Dulquer, talking about you blend into each and every character so seamlessly. It almost feels like it's real life, and you're not watching like a star or an actor play it. It almost feels like that character, you connect to it. Even here, I felt thoroughly that this was going on in my head, that your character was firstly fully fleshed out, and also the way you played, there is a natural instinct that you get along. What is your process, or is there like something that you manage to do with every project?
I don't know if there's I don't carry any baggage. I want to hero the content, and I'm also very grateful to be here and get to do this every day, and I love what I do. But I think maybe it's just, I approach it with a lot of honesty. I can't be fake. I can't lie. And I think maybe that comes through, and maybe that's what the viewers like about how I perform. But I don't know if I have any method to my madness. I think it's this is what you understand. This is the guy you think he is, and you try to be him as honestly and as sincerely as you can, and it will come through. I mean, I believe that. I think if you're fake, the camera catches it, the audience catches it. So I can't ham. I can't be loud in a way to draw attention to myself or my character. I can't do something out of character also. So I think that's always worked for me, and I think that's what I just stick to.
Amazing. Of course, in this one, you also share screen space. I think you don't share screen space with Satish Kaushik ji, but he's of course a part of the series. And unfortunately, he's not there with us anymore. But each time I have spoken about him, I unfortunately never got a chance to speak to him. But to his co-stars or to everyone who has worked with him, they always had a very wonderful story or a thing to tell about him. What was yours?
I shared food space with him. I ate with him
Yeah.
a bunch of times, and he was always so warm and had a big smile on his face, always welcoming. Yeah. And even his touch also was such a warm, gentle sort of a touch. So I never got to act with him, but but it'll be difficult to see him on screen now and then. I think we will miss him a little more than we already do.
Yeah, I think for me it was like the days he was on set, there was like the star was on set. I think that all of us were like fanboys. He would literally hold court. Everyone wants to be around him,
Storyteller he was.
Storyteller he was, and like wants to just bounce off his energy. And he was genuinely warm and kind, and he was just legit so funny, and like he could tell a story like nobody else. So even that one scene I had with him, he could sense I was a little nervous because he was there, and he completely kept me at ease and gave me all the space I needed. And post shoot, like whenever we all sit after dinner, we all sit and hang out. He used to love to like group all of us, and I think he really liked youngsters. And, and irrespective, you can be an actor, you can be an AD, you can be he wants everyone around, and he's telling us these stories. And we'd all keep asking, what is that movie like? What is it like in the 80s? What is it like making this? And that is something that's important for him to share with us, because we need to know our history, right? Like where the industry came from and where we are today, and why we should be so grateful for where we are and really appreciate what we have, because the amount of struggle and efforts they put in, we don't have to today with so much of technology and facilities, and they'll be in Ladakh shooting without vanity vans and struggling for like breathing.
And even the way things work is so much different than it used to be then.
So and I've seen that quality in a lot of senior actors. Like they love to kind of share this with the youngsters, almost like you guys need to hear this. So he had that same warmth. I really can't believe he's gone.
Yeah, definitely. But Guns and Gulaabs has this really retro vibe. It's almost like I was feeling that nostalgia throughout when I was watching it. And if I ask you, as actors who have played incredible parts in this one, who was that one actor who defined the 90s Bollywood era for you guys?
Govinda.
Shah Rukh.
Shah Rukh.
Standard है अपना. Shah Rukh, Govinda. Everybody's asking.
Even
this
Raj is
question,
Shah Rukh.
like,
आप लोग learn करके आए हो.
Raj, he's been saying Shah Rukh for a long time. So he's been genuine with that thing.
So you guys are not?
Nobody had asked me,
I've also
Baba.
been saying Shah Rukh.
Nobody had asked me, what is the
Okay.
name?
Govinda, okay.
Like you guys are asking me now. Like when I think of the 90s, because I think I love Shah Rukh and I really loved the energy, but when I think of the 90s, the most fun period for me when I was studying and all the songs was immediately
all
comes
the
Govinda films come to my mind. So yeah.
Perfect. Shah Rukh for you.
Yeah, for sure. He changed the sort of language of cinema at that time.
Yeah.
He came in when nobody was expecting it, and he came in with nothing to lose. Like he felt like he was this bulldozer. He's going to come in and do all this, and I find that very inspiring. Where just his ambition and drive to be the best, and even though he keeps saying, I tell myself every day I'm the best. It's such a unique personality that I don't think Indian cinema had ever seen. And he had all the odds against him, right? Like no background from the movies. He started out on television. Nobody would predict that he's going to become this huge, massive
And
star.
he's still around
Yeah.
doing.
And so relevant.
Still, yeah, okay. Amazing. But thank you so much for this lovely interview. All the very best for Guns and Gulaabs.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure it's going to be a very big hit.
Thank
And
you.
we'll meet again for the success.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Dulquer Salmaan.
This is Gulshan Devaiah
You're watching me on
on Bollywood Bubble.
Bollywood Bubble.